Hey everyone, it's Matthew Robert, and this is the Sunday Reflection for August 20th, 2017. The Sunday Reflection is when we take a look back at the previous week and a look forward at the next week, what went well and what didn't go so well. As you can see, I'm outside and on the porch trying this out, seeing what I like. A little self-conscious and worried that people are going to be walking around me, but we're going to muddle through this. If you're not a member here, go ahead and subscribe, and you can always visit my website, mattyrobert.com, for more information. Links will be down below in the description. This week, I have been so lazy. I've been on these crazy projects at work. By the time I get home, I am mentally exhausted, and I can't do anything. So there's not much to report this week. So on with the sewing updates. First update on my first quilt. Haven't done much work on this project. I do have the next video started, about halfway through, and hopefully I'll be finishing that at some point. I kind of lost ambition for this project. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little sick of these prints. I'm a little sick of staring at it. I've had one problem after the other. Kind of ready to just give up on it. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna finish it, don't you worry. Second, the market bags. That project right now is canceled, or it's postponed. I'll be working on that at some point in the future. I don't know when, but I don't have time to do that right now. I've got too many other projects that need to be done and that have deadlines for me to be working on that one. The next project that I'm going to be working on this week is the quilt for my mother's birthday. I went to Martin's yesterday and I got 9 different prints of fabric. I can do a wonky quilt, and I'm pretty excited about that because it requires less accuracy, and if things don't line up, that just makes it look even better. So I'm going to make a quilt that's a standard throw size, 50 inches by 70 inches. It might seem a little big, and I might run into a few issues with getting it all under my machine, but I'm gonna muddle through. My mother's birthday is on the 31st, so I've got to get it done this week. I've got it all planned out so that it will happen. Car going by. Hold on. Events of this week. So let's start off with some video filming. So I filmed the introduction to the My First Quilt video, and I posted that, and I posted the first video for the My First Quilt series, cutting the fabric. Those are both up and online, and you can view them now. I don't think they're the best videos in the world, but it's my first attempt, and I can only get better from here. I'll link them up in the info card above, so you'll see a little thing come out. You can click on that, and that will bring you to the playlist for that video. And I'll link it up on the end screen, so you can just go right over there as well. I also started playing around with a teleprompter app, and I suck, basically. I'm terrible at reading and trying to sound natural at the same time. My daily schedule. This week, I have not stuck to it. Last week, I didn't stick to it. This week, it's not gonna be what I normally would be doing, but eventually, I'd like to have a daily schedule. I just wanna plan out my week in advance to make sure that I have time, or devote time to get things done. The hardest part about it is not being on a regular sleep cycle. I'm staying up way too late, I'm getting up late, I'm late for work, it's terrible, I'm exhausted every day. I did get to sleep early once this week, and I did wake up at a decent time and got to work on time, and I had plenty of energy all throughout the day. I need that to happen every single day. I need to be more disciplined at sticking to my schedule, but I also need to allow for some flexibility. So if somebody calls me on a Saturday or a Sunday and is like, hey, you wanna go do this? That I can go do it, and then I'm not totally worried about getting everything done. So I really need to stop procrastinating and putting things off, saying, oh, I can do it tomorrow, I can do it tomorrow. Well, it ends up being the weekend and 10 people wanna hang out and do something, and then I'm like, shit, I'm not gonna get anything done. I called and I canceled my cable. I'm so excited about that. I'm gonna be saving almost $100 a month in this, so that's great. I've got to go and return the cable box after work tomorrow, and I was gonna do it Saturday, but then I was like, no, it's gonna be crazy there. There's gonna be a long line, and I don't want to stand around for an hour just to, throw the box on the counter and say peace. So I'll get the box and the modem in my car tomorrow morning before I go to work, and then I'll just head right over there after work. All right, so Jessica just left. She spent the night last night here because she was up in town for a family emergency or crisis. She had one of her uncles pass away, so she was up here with them doing all kinds of stuff like that. So she came over here to get some sleep because she lives down in Massachusetts and she didn't have a place to sleep up here, and she needed to sleep. Like, she wasn't able to drive back to Massachusetts like an hour and a half last night because she's been up in hospice with her uncle and all her family. So she stayed over, we caught up. We haven't talked to each other in a long time. It's kind of a weird thing. Usually we're talking to each other pretty regularly. So we had a lot to chat about. Another thing that I did this week, well, last night actually, is I made some product links and I put them in the description below, and I put them on my website. Like, a lot of people go to tinyurl or bit.ly.com to get these smaller links to put in their site. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna make them on my site. And I've tested them out, they work. And the best thing about it is I don't have to go and rely on some other site and go in 10 different places. I can just do it once on my website and it's good. All right, the goals for last week. First goal was the market bags. That was a fail. That project's being postponed, as I said earlier. Second goal was to go and get the fabric for Mom's quilts, and I did that. I went to Martin's yesterday and got all the fabric. Next time I go to Martin's, I need to devote like at least an hour, maybe even 2, to that adventure, because there's so much there and it's all mixed in. So like, you got to dig through it all. It's definitely something that you can't do when you don't have a lot of time. The third goal this week was to stop drinking Pepsi and to drink tea at work. Didn't do that one day this week. Too much is going on at work right now to like be switching up my caffeine consumption at work. So that goal is going to get postponed until after all these projects have subsided and I can go back to like a normal, relaxing day at work. So goals for this week. First and foremost, the only goal that I have this week is to finish the quilt for my mother. I've got it all planned out, and it's going to take me all 5 days this week, maybe even Saturday this week to do it. So that's the goal for this week. All right, so that's the Sunday reflection for Sunday, August 20th, 2017. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a thumbs down. Give me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, and I'd love to hear from you. If you're not a member, go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.